ਜਿਹਦੀ ਜੀ ਆਪਣੀ ਨਾਲ ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰ ਆਫ ਫੋਰੈਸਟ ਇਸ ਵਕਤ ਸ਼ਾਮਿਲ ਨੇ ਰਵੀ ਪਰਮਾਰ ਜੀ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ।
Good morning, Minister.
Good morning, Ms. Sims. Sat Sri Akal, ਸਾਰੇ listeners ਨੇ।
Thank you. Ravi, Minister, sorry. ਜਦੋਂ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੋਚੀਦਾ ਆ of Trump and tariffs, ਸਾਡੇ ਅੱਖ ਦੇ ਮੋਹਰੇ ਆ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਆ ਸਾਡੀ forestry industry. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ update ਦੇਵੋ।
Well, if you don't mind, Ms. Sims, I know I'm on the show to talk about forestry, Bella. It would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge my thoughts are with you and all the folks at Swift, a news station, the excitement that is there to bring more media to the Lower Mainland, to Surrey, to Suddy community. I'm just so sorry to hear of what happened over the weekend. I know we were in touch over the weekend for me to be able to pass on my sympathies, but very scary situation. I know you had my colleague, the minister, on earlier today. Very scary situation, I know, for those in the Lower Mainland with extortion cases, and I just wanted to offer my condolences. No one, in particular media, should be fearful. Strong media means a strong democracy, and I just wanted to provide those opening thoughts.
Thank you, Ravi. So close to 50 files in Surrey since June.
That's right.
And no one arrested. Never mind, no one being charged. The community is worried, and everybody is pointing the fingers at different levels of government. But it's people here in Surrey who are saying this level of violence and extortion is becoming unacceptable. So we are going to be talking about this matter from 9 onwards. But for now, give us an update on the forestry industry, please.
For sure.
Punjabi ਵਿੱਚ ਕਰ ਦਿਓ ਜੇ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ।
ਹਾਂਜੀ, ਬਿਲਕੁਲ unacceptable ਹੈਗਾ ਆ। And also what's unacceptable, Donald Trump ਨੇ 2 ਦਿਨ Monday night announce ਕਰਤਾ 10% additional tariffs ਸਾਡੀ forest sector ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ, not just impacting Canada but ਸਾਰੀ world ਨੂੰ. But in particular, this is a crazy thing, Ms. Sims. Right now, ਸਾਡੀ Canadian ਲੱਕੜੀ American Jandi has almost 50% tariffs on it. It was 35, it's now 45 plus, almost as high as 55 for some of our operators. And right now, British Columbia's second largest exporter hega softwood lumber, entire world of it. Do you know what bella country kera hega ya? Russia. So right now, it's cheaper to send lumber from Russia to the United States than British Columbia and Canada paid stuff to the United States.
This is what friendship buys you.
Absurd. I guess so. I don't feel the friendship. Certainly I'm frustrated. I'll be speaking to all the major companies this week. Maybe number one responsibility as Minister for Study Workers in Hagaya. ਅਸੀਂ ਪਿਛਲੇ ਹਫਤਾ ਅਨਾਉਂਸ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀ ਪ੍ਰੀਮੀਅਰ ਨੇ ਸਾਡੀ timber billing pause, stumpage, ਅਸੀਂ pause ਕਰਤਾ 2 months. We announced more supports in the form of value added, but big priority for me also has just trade diversification. November the which Japan and South Korea joga. I'm working with my officials to open an office in the UK. We have to redouble our efforts. Almost 50% duties and tariffs is unacceptable, and it's going to hurt workers here.
ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰ, ਸਵਾਲ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਲਈ ਹੈ ਜੀ ਕਿ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਆਪਣੀ BC ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਾਫੀ ਛੋਟੇ ਵੱਡੇ ਲੱਕੜ ਦੇ ਵਪਾਰ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਲੇ ਲੋਕ ਨੇ, ਸੋ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਭਵਿੱਖ ਕੀ ਹੋਊਗਾ? ਕੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਕਿ ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰੀ ਕੁਛ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੀ ਹੈ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਬਚਾਉਣ ਵਾਸਤੇ?
ਬਿਲਕੁਲ, we have to. ਮੇਰੀ ਨੰਬਰ 1 ਪ੍ਰਾਇੋਰਟੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਪੇਚੈਕਸ ਪ੍ਰੋਟੈਕਟ ਕਰਨੇ ਨੂੰ। ਤਾਂ ਹੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਫੈਡਰਲ ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟ ਦੀ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਨੂੰ ਬੈਗ ਕਰਦੇ ਸੀ ਇਨਵੈਸਟਮੈਂਟਸ ਮੇਕ ਕਰਨ ਨੂੰ। They've announced $1.2 billion in investments in our forest sector across Canada. ਪਿਛਲੇ ਹਫਤਾ ਮੈਂ Ottawa ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸੀ, making sure ਸਾਡਾ fair share of that $1.2 billion ਇੱਥੇ British Columbia ਨੂੰ ਆਊਗਾ. Often when ਅਸੀਂ tariffs ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ, we talk about the auto sector, we talk about the steel sector, and forestry often gets dropped from the conversation. Made a job every day remind that in Ottawa, remind the Prime Minister and his ministers and his MPs that forestry to British Columbia is an auto sector. It is a steel sector. And so we're hoping that we're going to be seeing some rollout of some federal programming this week and into the next number of weeks. And of course, Sadi Sakare is exploring all the options we have. It's really important for me this week to be able to speak directly to the companies, to speak directly to the workers and figure out what's happening. May also opportunity take Karuga Sadikul Bakil Hagaya, Washington. They're actually here in Victoria. I'll be meeting with them later this morning to get an update on what's happening in Washington and how we can continue to fight back and appeal these charges as well. Trump announced 10%, but he hit 10% on announced ਕੀਤਾ through a national security investigation. Basically, ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਆ ਸਾਡੀ ਲੱਕੜੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਇੱਥੇ ਬ੍ਰਿਟਿਸ਼ ਕੋਲੰਬੀਆ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ national security risk ਹੈਗਾ ਆ. That's just absolutely ludicrous.
Thank you, Ravi, for that information. Thank you, Minister. One of the questions I have is, you have been doing lots of consultations and meetings with the forestry sector. And ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਮੀਟਿੰਗ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ ਸੀਗੀਆਂ, ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਕੀ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਆਇਆ?
Yeah, absolutely. Piछले week UBCMC and a union of BC municipalities, ਸਾਰੇ local governments ਆ ਕੇ ਇੱਥੇ British Columbia, the government ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਰਦੇ. I had over 70 meetings myself with local governments, and ਅਸੀਂ announced ਕੀਤਾ after months of consultation, ਅਸੀਂ completely reformed ਸਾਡਾ BC Timber Sales program ਕਰਤਾ. For your listeners who don't know, BC Timber Sales ਹੈਗਾ government's own kind of forestry companies. 20% tenure the province which BCTS which operate karda. For the last number of years, BCTS has not been performing. It's been very slow. We have not been able to get sales out. Actually, I took the opportunity to bring in 3 experts. Brian Frankel, Vanderhoof counselor, Lenny Joe First Nations leader, as well as George Abbott, who was a former BC Liberal minister. The 3 of them produced a report. I have accepted all 54 recommendations. All recommendations to now more value-added opportunities, more jobs for contractors, more commercial thinning. I've been on your show, Ms. Sims, a lot this summer talking about wildfires. Right, over 100 wildfires in British Columbia, which we have to protect communities. Lots more opportunities, and so I'm hoping that we'll see the benefits of revitalized BC timber sales over the course of the next number of weeks and months.
Thank you, Minister. ਸਾਡੀ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਲਈ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਲੱਕੜੀ ਦਾ ਵਪਾਰ ਆ, ਲੱਕੜੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਨਾ ਇਨ ਦ ਫੋਰੈਸਟ ਸੈਕਟਰ ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਡਾ ਰੋਲ ਰਿਹਾ ਆ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਤੋਂ ਹੀ, ਤੇ ਅੱਜ ਤੱਕ ਵੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਡੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਲੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਲੱਕੜੀ ਦੇ ਕੰਮਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਜੁੜੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ. ਸੋ ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਸਾਡੀ ਧੜਕਣ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਨਾ, ਉਹ ਥੋੜ੍ਹੀ ਥੱਲੇ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਦਿਲ ਦੀ ਧੜਕਣ ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੋਚੀਦਾ ਵੀ ਇਹ ਫੋਰੈਸਟਰੀ ਇੰਡਸਟਰੀ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਪੈਨਸ਼ਨਸ ਵੀ ਦਿੱਤੀਆਂ ਸਾਡੀ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਮੈਂਬਰਸ ਨੂੰ, ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਓਪਰਚੁਨਿਟੀਜ਼ ਵੀ ਦਿੱਤੀਆਂ ਹੈ, ਅਤੇ ਗਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਪੜ੍ਹਾਇਆ ਆ ਉੱਥੇ ਕਮਾਈ ਕਰਕੇ, ਅਤੇ ਗਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਅੱਜ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਵੀ ਸਦਾ ਹੀ ਤਲਵਾਰ ਰਹਿੰਦੀ ਆ ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਬਿਕਾਜ਼ ਆਫ ਟਰੰਪ. ਸੋ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ, ਆਈ ਥਿੰਕ ਇਟਸ ਕੰਪਰੀਹੈਂਸਿਵ, ਬਟ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਇੱਕ ਗੱਲ ਵਿੱਚ 100% ਐਗਰੀਮੈਂਟ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ, ਡਾਈਵਰਸੀਫਿਕੇਸ਼ਨ. 2 ਚੈਲੰਜਸ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ ਪ੍ਰੋਵਿੰਸ ਦੇ ਮੋਹਰੇ. ਇੱਕ, how are you going to do diversification? And 2, how are you going to develop value added?
Absolutely. Right now, Satgar officials actually India the which Satgar office at Chandigarh. We've had ones there since the early 2000s. So I hope that India will be a jurisdiction that I'll be visiting in the new year in hopes of being able to expand operations there. Australia, another market. But, officially week at a Woodrise conference, I got to see Vancouver, which it was really interesting for me to be there, even just for an evening. And European partners and all, those from the Middle East, in particular Dubai is a very big wood culture. I've never visited Dubai, but buildings bande lakri de naal, as well as North Africa. And also we understand that you're interested in our markets. You've been interested before, and usually what happens is Europeans knew, Middle East and North Africa and Australia knew sadi lakri buy karo, sadi naal America de naal ladai hogi. And a couple of years later, when Sasi deal got and we've solved the issue with the United States, we take all that lakri back and we go back and put it in the United States. Meri message for sector nu hegaya, we're not doing that anymore. It's my job right now, Ms. Sims, relationships, rebuild we don't trust you. You're only going to be here for a couple of years because you need a place to sell your lakri. Tahi asi utte office kholan lagiya, tahi asi full commitment make kar lagiya. Communities knew that we are going to be providing them world-class wood products. But Sadi relationship with the United States has changed forever. And we're going to be taking the opportunity today and over the next number of weeks. Americans remind that right now they are making it easier to work with Russia than they are with Canada. That's unacceptable.
Thank you, Minister.
Always a pleasure. Thank you so much.